All right, so today I'm going to be talking to you guys something that I'm very, very passionate about, and that is turning your blog into a business. And just to clarify from the start, this is not how to start a blog, this is not how to become a blogger, it's not any of that. I feel like I've talked a lot about that in the past. So today we are focusing purely on how I turned my blog into a full-on business. I think that a lot of people kind of get confused with what I do, but just so you guys know, if you don't know, I have a team of 10 people. There are some people that we work on a more freelance basis, but for the most part, these 10 people are in-house. They're employed by Chriselle Lim, and they are part of the business, and they help me grow it every single day, and the business is just a very well-fueled business at this point. You guys, our wedding video hit 1 million views! I think it's my first video that hit 1 million,
no,
right?
We have 3 other videos.
So my very first tip is have a vision and find your partners in crime. Your vision is so important. You need to know where you want to be. Like, I knew where I was going to be. I mean, not to the exact point, but I kind of knew this is what I wanted to do in the next 5-6 years. I knew that I did not want to be tied down to a job because I knew that I wanted to have a baby sometime and things like that. Like, I had this vision in my mind that I was gonna run a successful business because I've always been inspired by business women, and I knew that I wanted to run my own business. So I had that vision. My vehicle to get there was blogging. In the beginning, there were a few instrumental people that played such a big, important role and still do till this day. One of them being Jana Williams.
I came to your apartment one day and you liked my hair. Remember?
I remember I liked your hair.
And I was like, you're the prettiest thing I've ever seen in my life.
We technically kind of started together, and we just grew together because I needed content and she needed help building her social following.
As soon as we got in the elevator, you said, the first thing you need to do today is go home and start yourself a Facebook page.
Oh, and yeah, you did. I remember.
And I was like, what would I put on there? And you're like, pictures of yourself shooting. And I'm like, what? What do you mean? What do you mean? You know?
I was literally at her house 2-3 times a week. She was at my place 2-3 times a week, and we were just having so much fun shooting content and being creative together. And I think we just really inspired each other. Still to this day, she's my girl, and we shoot as much as we can together, although she has like a superstar career. But it's so good to see how well she's doing now. So we are shooting right now at a location where I shot one of my very first outfit posts with Jana.
So long ago.
So long ago. Another person is Laura. You guys all have seen Laura on this channel before, and a lot of you guys already know about her. We've been together for almost 10 years now. It was just at the point when I decided that I wanted to start a blog, and I was still a freelance stylist and a style director at a magazine. So it was really hard for me to do it all. And so that's when I was like, okay, I need an assistant. So what do? I went to go find an intern. Coincidentally, the college that Laura was going to at the time, they contacted me and they asked me to come speak at their school because there was a small, I guess, fashion major there. So I went to go speak.
I right away felt connected to her, and I wanted to work with her instantly. So I applied to do an internship 3 times. Twice I got rejected, and then the 3rd time she accepted me. And it's been history since then.
Now she is running pretty much the day-to-day operations at the office. We call her the boss lady because she is pretty much my boss and everyone else's boss. She keeps everyone on track. She just trusted me. She believed in me, she trusted me. And I think that's all I was able to offer her, besides being able to pay for her phone bill once in a while. I think that trust element, you know, because of that, I'm here today.
What I appreciate about her the most is that from the beginning, she had a vision and she was so confident about it, to the point where she would pay herself last, or she would pay me first before she would pay herself. That's Chriselle.
These are 2 of a handful of people that really kind of helped me get my business started. You just have to have one partner in crime that will be by your side and that can grow with you. tip 2 is keep your day job. And I know that's not the most inspiring thing to hear, but it's the most practical. Unless you have some sort of means or someone able to support you on the side to quit your job, then go for it. For me, it took almost 7 years to get to where I'm at today. It was not an overnight success. It took me about 3 years to see some money income come in. It took 2 more extra years to finally be able to fully just walk away from what I was doing and make some profit from the blogging. If you're like, well, how do I know when I can actually afford to quit my job? So what I did was I actually timed my expenses by 5. So pretty much the money that I needed to survive for the month, everything from bills, like groceries, gas, all of that. And I times that by 5. I knew that if I was able to save that amount of money up into my savings account, at least I had some cushion to fall back on just in case, like if I had a bad month or if things didn't work out, then I had X amount of dollars in the bank account. Pretty much keep your day job, be patient, it's not an overnight thing, and also save some money. Next thing is letting go of control, and this one was a real challenge for me because I wanted to do everything, and I think it was also important that I did everything in the beginning because I kind of knew how to do a bit of everything, from photography to videography to editing photos to editing video, landing deals to talking to clients. I think it was just 3 years ago when I really had to step back and ask myself why I was doing what I was doing, because I was feeling so burnt out. I was actually not happy anymore. What I started the business for, it didn't inspire me as much as, you know, when I first started. And I had to ask myself, why is that? And I realized that it was because I was doing so much more of everything else than what I originally was doing. And the original thing I was doing was being creative and making content, which is the core of the business. Outside of me and Laura, I think my very first hire was probably, like full-time hire was probably about 3 years ago. That's when I got a taste of, wow, like I actually don't need to do everything myself. There are people that are way better than I am doing the things that they do. That's how I'm gonna grow, and that's how I'm gonna scale this thing. It was really important for me to find people not just better than I am, but also I had to respect my time of what I was the best at. And I knew for me, I was best at being creative and thinking about bigger picture, you know, ideas and goals and things that I want to do. So next up is finances, and this is actually the perfect topic coming out of talking about growing your team and expanding. For me, what I did was the first few paychecks that I earned, I put it immediately back into the business account, even though the first few paychecks were very tempting to spend it on designer clothes and shoes and bags I've been dreaming of. I knew that that will come later. You know, I'm not saying that you have to have a team, and I think this is solely dependent on what your vision is. I knew that I wanted to have a team, and I think for that reason I wasn't scared about hiring people and investing my money back into the business.
This is what happens when you bring in a box of donuts.
One of the biggest milestones for me was when I was able to save enough money from the blog that I was making. I was able to finally afford my very first office, and I was so excited because it was this small little office in downtown LA. We found just like the perfect space we could grow our business. And that was when I had that moment of, oh my gosh, I think I'm on the right track. So I guess my point with finances is really be smart about your money in the beginning, and also really ask yourself, where do I see my blog? What do I want at the end? Do I want to be traveling the world, or do I want to have a big business and a team? Or maybe both, who knows? You could do both as well. I think with the line of work of blogging, it could easily be so focused on me, because essentially you're the one that's in front of the camera. What I realized after doing this for many years, it's not really about me. It's about the community, it's about my team, and it's about growing together. For me, it wasn't about how fast can I get there, it was more of the longevity. How can we see this thing through? How can we stand the test of time with this? How can we grow the blog beyond just myself and beyond just about me? So I hope that this video helped out. I know that I didn't get into all the details I want to get into with you guys on turning your blog into a business, because trust me, there's a million things that I could talk to you guys about, but this video is long enough as is. So what I decided to do was I decided to create a checklist for you guys of all the things that you can do currently to turn your blog into a business. And these are more smaller steps. But anyways, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys next time.